I'm here to talk about being a targeted individual and having multiple bloodlines, cults, covens, individuals basically spiritually abuse and attack you. And I've had quite a few messages about this and asking me about my journey. And I haven't shared in too much detail about this and how this has actually played out in my life, but I know that I'm being guided to start speaking up and sharing more about this and some of my experiences. So, how this has affected me, this has shown up in so many ways. Um, this has shown up through like individuals trying to get close to me to basically mimic my ideas. They have a siphoning spirit attached to them, and sometimes I've not even told them anything, and all they needed was proximity, close proximity to me, and access to siphon that information from me. It honestly, when this first happened to me, it blew my mind, because I was like, how has this person accessed intricate details about, the name of programs, memberships, information, posts, things like that I had planned? It was really scary, actually. And so this was just one incident. I have absolutely been annihilated, let me tell you, with betrayals in this type of sense, especially with women, actually. And this has happened to, constantly. And it's been a huge lesson in boundaries. It's been a training ground for me to see how these spirits operate behind people, because it is the spirits behind people that this plays out. We do not fight against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, authorities, and the darkness in the heavenly realms and the spiritual realms. So this is how people get controlled, right? And they get used as vessels to go after people, to siphon their blessings, their opportunities, siphon their energy. I've had multiple things like this happen. I've been literally spiritually attacked by bloodlines, certain bloodlines that have come after my family lineage for lifetimes. I've had women, their daughters and their mums, who have tried to target me through jealousy and envy and to siphon my light. I've had couples, like specifically the big one was divine unions and twin flame couples. Like, you really have to watch out for those ones, because they are being used in a very specific way by the enemy, because it's tricking people into thinking that they are unconditional love and that they're here to help you, because it sort of builds trust amongst people. Like, oh, they're in a divine union, this must be, solid and genuine. And these people are like sorcerers and sorceress and witches and warlocks who are operating to siphon you for their own gain. I've had like witches, they tend to work in groups of 2 or 3 together, usually, to target you. And I've had things through communities. I've had men who've tried to siphon me energetically in a sexual way. There's just been so many things I have experienced that this is not just paranoia, guys. And the more I speak my truth about this, the more I meet like-minded people who've gone through exactly the same thing, which is why I speak my truth. Because, it can be a really battle of a journey when you're going through this. At first, I was like, is this me? Am I going crazy? No, you're not. Like, when you build your discernment and you connect to God, you go through the New Age stuff and you come to Christ. When you've experienced that level of spiritual attack, you can literally see it very clearly when the veil is lifted, what's going on in the world. And there's so many of these people that have come from Freemason backgrounds who don't know that they've got that in their family. They don't know the things that have happened in their bloodlines. that are causing them to suffer, to be used by the enemy, to drain from other people. Bloodlines operating from covetousness, envy and jealousy, and to try and like siphon other people's blessings. It's very deep, and sometimes these people are very, very sneaky because they have all the spiritual language. So this is why I share this, because when I was, in the new age and on my healing journey, I was very vulnerable. Okay, a background of abuse. And when you get into new age, it's like, oh, I've got a sense of power. And it's a deceptive, false, counterfeit power. And this is how they target people, right? Because when people have gone through life feeling helpless and powerless from abuse, it's like dangling a carrot in the new age. Like, look what we can offer you. Look at the promises we can give you. You're going to be activated. You're going to ascend. It's all this spiritual language that lures people in to a false sense of empowerment. And so, you have to have boundaries, you have to have discernment, and you can build that through deepening your relationship with God. And, ensuring to start spotting the signs. Like, if you're going to certain healing events and things and you're coming away, one of the signs that I started to build my discernment around this was like, I used to go to this twin flame couple for hape and healing in the space. And I was like, hold on a minute, every time we do this, I'm coming away feeling worse. And then they're like, we feel so creatively boosted. Like, look at us creating all this stuff. And I'm like, I feel crap. And it's because they were draining me. I was being sacrificed. Like, they were literally sacrificing me every time I went into a ceremony with them to siphon my energy. This is happening so much in spiritual spaces. And people get gaslighted because they're like, oh no, this is all normal. You're supposed to feel like this. No, I trust you, it's not. And when you have healing with Jesus, when you build your connection to God, you can do that in your own space. You don't feel like that. You don't feel like you've been siphoned. You feel like things break instantly. None of this continuing to go back for sessions and loops because it's keeping you in codependent loops. And so all of these people are preying on vulnerable people because they know that people want to heal their trauma, right? They know that the darkness in the world is, being exposed. Things are getting darker, heavier, and people can't cope with it. But rather than people sitting by themselves, which a lot of people find uncomfortable, that's when they come in and target you, because they come in offering you this false way and trickery to get you into their spaces so they can harvest your energy for their own gain. So if anyone has any questions around this, or they would like to reach out to me, I do offer mentoring around this, and I would love to help support you in any way if you're struggling, if you've noticed signs that you are struggling with coming away from sessions. Please don't stay silent, and please don't think that you are the problem, because this is another gaslighting tactic used to make you think that, it's just your shadow. You're not doing the work. You're not integrating all of these things that they gaslight you with. I've heard it all, honestly. I've heard it all. So yeah, you are welcome in my space. I'm open for all the chats. And yeah, I would love to hear if you want me to talk about anything else specifically, my experiences, or any guidance that I can help you with.